שלום, אני ורד ממרכז נגיש להכיר, and this is Ayako from Japan. I have the honor to host you here today to talk with you. I studied that the word in Japanese for hello is konnichiwa, right?
Yeah.
So konnichiwa. And today we're going to talk about a special project that Ayako created in Japan that allowed people with visual impairments to enjoy bird watching. So she will tell us about the project, this really interesting project in a few minutes, but I just want to say a few words before that, and I will do it in Hebrew, so maybe it will be easier for me. And wait. Okay. So אז היום אנחנו הולכים לדבר על הנושא הזה של צפייה בציפורים, באמת תצפית ציפורים לאנשים לקות ראייה. אני רק אגיד מילה על לקויות ראייה, שבעצם תמיד חושבים שאנשים עם לקויות ראייה הם עיוורים לגמרי, אבל הרוב הם לא עיוורים. הרוב הם באמת אנשים שיש להם איזושהי מגבלת ראייה. זה יכול להיות בזווית מסוימת, בשעות מסוימות, במרחק מסוים, יכול להיות טשטוש בעין, יכול להיות שחלק מהעין רואים בו וחלק לא, באמת הרבה מאוד אפשרויות ללקויות ראייה, אבל באמת הרוב כן רואים משהו, רק 5% ממש לא רואים כלום. וגם חשוב לומר שהרוב נולדים רואים, ורק במהלך השנים הם מאבדים את הראייה. זאת אומרת שאם אני אגיד ציפור לאדם עיוור, רוב המקרים הוא ידע על מה מדובר, וזה באמת שונה מאדם שנולד עיוור ואין לו מושג מה זה ציפור. אז ככה באמת כדאי להכיר את הדבר הזה, ואני אחרי כמה מילים הראשונות האלה אני נותנת לאייקו פה לדבר על הפרויקט. אני גם אומר שאייקו, just one more minute and then we will let you talk. אני גם אגיד שאני ממרכז נגיש להכיר של עמותת לוטם, מרכז שמתעסק ומתמחה בהנגשה של אתרי טבע, מוזיאונים, מרכזי מבקרים. באמת עובדים עם הרבה מאוד מרכזים באתרי טבע, מוזיאונים בארץ, בכל מיני תחומים, אם זה פיתוח תוכן, אם זה פיתוח תצוגות, אם זה באמת בהנגשה אפילו פיזית, אם זה הכשרות של צוותים, פיתוח עזרי הדרכה, ועוד ועוד דברים. אז מי שככה רוצה מוזמן לפנות אליהם. So, Ayako, now to you. If you want to share the screen, then you can do it. But first of all, please let us know who you are and what do you do.
Okay, now I'm sharing my slide.
Okay.
Wait. Okay, can you see the slides better?
Yeah.
Okay, good. So, okay, now, so, okay, I'm just a bit nervous at the beginning, but okay. Shalom. Thank you very much for this great opportunity. My name is Ayako Memura. I'm working at Nagoya University Museum, Japan. Okay. I'm introducing the presentation title, Bird Watching for People with Visual Impairment. How is that possible? Okay, let's start. Okay. So first, where are we? I'm introducing you where we are. Okay, here, Google Maps tells us the total distance between Israel and Japan, which is 9,140 kilometers far. But distance doesn't matter at all. I'm interested in your activities And I'm really pleased to introduce what we are doing in Japan to you. Okay, let's take a closer look on the map. Okay, this is Japan, and Nagoya, where I am, is located in central Japan, between Japan's biggest cities, Tokyo and Osaka. Because of its location, Nagoya is an industrially important urban area in Japan. So Nagoya University is situated in such an urban area. On the other hand, Nagoya University campus is called the forest left in the city. Actually, we, the staff members, are specialized in natural history and culture, utilizing the natural environment on campus for research and education, and as well as hosting events for the public. Okay, so here I'll show you an example for the public event, bird watching for people with visual impairments, based on the concept of the Universal Museum to explore nature through multisensory connections. Okay, first thing to share is this museum definition since 2022. It's clearly showing open to the public, accessible and inclusive museums foster diversity and sustainability. However, in Japan, in general society, it often feels as though opportunities for interaction between people with and without disabilities are limited. So that's why this question was raised. Could the museums serve as a place that encourages meaningful connections between people with diverse abilities? Okay, and I'd like to share how we approached this issue. Okay, now it's time to define Universal Museum. Okay, this means museums enjoyable for all, proposed by Professor Kojiro Hirose, the National Museum of Ethnology in Osaka, who is fully blind. He wrote many books about his museum's work. Here also, he said, usually museum specimens are non-touchable. However, touching allows people to experience the textures, shapes, and details of the exhibits, enhancing their sensory engagement. I totally agree with that, and I started working with him. So in December 2023, I participated in an experiential program organized by Professor Hirose, exploring the Japanese garden at Expo Memorial Park in Osaka. I joined a group primarily consisting of individuals with visual impairment. I'm Japanese, and I thought I knew the beauty of Japanese garden, but I actually rediscovered the profound beauty of the Japanese garden. This is because I had an experience that sharpened my senses while exploring and sharing with them. And later, we had a subsequent discussion, and I had a chance to hear directly from individuals with visual impairment. So one of them said, if it's bird listening instead of bird watching, I might be able to enjoy it too. So indeed, in a forest covered with fresh green foliage like this, it's often difficult to see the birds. So we tend to rely on bird calls. So which means it resonates. We can enjoy it together. So we used to have the public event titled Let's Watch Summer Birds, established in 2022. It was designed for sighted individuals for the purpose to enjoy a walk on the university campus while becoming familiar with birds and to engage in monitoring surveys, commonly known as bird watching. However, in 2024, we challenged to design the program with the intention of including individuals with visual impairments for the first time. So we established an event titled Let's Observe Summer Birds 2024. Here is the program flow. The reception locations were different for individuals with visual impairments and sighted individuals to help guide individuals with visual impairments. But after that, during the event, the participants took part in all activities together. In the creation of the program, we received advice and requests from individuals with visual impairments, which allowed us to prepare with confidence. Okay, let's see one by one now. So at the beginning of this event, we had an orientation and lecture. In the brief lecture, the staff explained the characteristics of migratory birds, including their physical traits and calls. We had 50 participants, including 5 individuals with visual impairments plus a guide dog. I found many people are interested in this activity, but to take it easy, all activities were conducted in group work, featuring a mix of individuals with visual impairments and sighted participants. So the participants were separated into 6 groups in total, and each group was accompanied by a staff member knowledgeable about birds and an assistant for an individual with visual impairment. Okay, then each group went for a stroll. Enjoying the stroll, sighted individuals and those with visual impairments engaged in discussions centered around the birds. We also did birds monitoring survey. The children are in charge of it, and they recorded the names and the numbers of the birds they observed. As a result, 15 species of birds were reported. Then we came back to the museum for a break. There, taxidermy specimen of the carrion crow welcomed us. At first, everyone approached cautiously. I said to them, "You can touch it," but they only peeked in. However, when Professor Hirose in the center touched the taxidermy specimen, everyone began to touch it as well, which means it resonates. So after the break time, we had tactile workshops designed like this. There were 6 groups from A to F, and the workshops were conducted in a specimen rotation format. Let's see one by one. Okay, centering the crow. The first is a comparison of the different parts of our crow's feathers. A set of crow's feather parts were distributed to each group, and participants tried to identify which feather belonged to which part of the taxidermy specimen. All the feather parts were picked up from the street, just dropped by crows. Then second is the comparison of size and weight. The size and weight of the measuring bars were made into models using plastic bottles, with or without water, to control the weight. And measuring bars are here: crow, sparrow, and pigeon. It is a good thing that they can be made from recycled plastic bottles. Okay. The third is the comparison of wings. We also prepared the wing specimen of a black kite by making effective use of museum specimens. And the fourth is me. I obtained feedback from all the participants. Now I will show their feedback. Okay. About bird species, so Cited said, I was amazed that I could see 15 species in just 1 hour. Another sighted person said, until now, I had only recognized birds as either distinctive ones like crows or others, but my awareness has changed, realizing that each bird has its own unique features. From here, we can see that they experienced personal shifts in awareness and realization. And about bird feathers, visually impaired said, I touched the crow and it was fluffy and surprisingly large. Another visually impaired person said, at first, the crow came to our group and then the black kite arrived. I learned that the sizes were completely different. Then sighted person also said, I had an image of the crow being tough, but it was large and fluffy, which changed my perception. Here, there was empathy between the visually impaired and sighted individuals. About the bird calls, sighted said, when I'm busy, I don't pay attention to bird calls, but my interest has increased. Another sighted said, I realized that bird calls are surprisingly diverse. And the visually impaired said, I still wonder what the different sounds are, like those of young birds, adult birds, chirping, and grand calls, but it was fun because we learned together. Okay, we can see the joy of learning together here. And overall, visually impaired said, it was fun. I appreciated the person who worked with me explained everything in detail and evenly. I was happy to share the experience together. And sighted said, it was really enjoyable to be with people with visual impairments. And I just want to say thank you. Okay, in summary, through the activity where visually impaired and sighted individuals mixed together, we were able to experience personal shifts in awareness and realization, coming together with empathy and the joy of learning collectively. By preparing the opportunity to interact between people with diverse abilities, we will increasingly engage the public in a universal museum, making it accessible and enjoyable for all. So since then, we have moved forward with further development. Now, Nagoya School for the Visually Impaired has asked us to hold a collaborative event in summer. Actually, we did it in August 2024 for the first time. And also, this is about next week. Let's Observe Winter Birds 2025 event is scheduled on 22nd of February 2025, following requests from both participants and student staff, and many more plans now. Okay, this is the last but not least. I would like to thank all those who supported this project. So I cannot think of any major difficulties in the project which means I am truly grateful for the cooperation I have received. And in terms of the budget, it was approximately 1,520 shekel in total, covering the payment of honoraria for students, which was 580 shekel, and the purchase of a crow taxidermy specimen, which was 940 shekel. This is a great investment because the students got the chance to share what they learned from the public, which kept their motivation high. And the crow taxidermy specimen is really engaging. And so far, about 300 people have used it and learned from it. Okay, that's all for now from me. Thank you very much. Toda raba.
Ayako, thank you very much, first of all. It was really clear and understood, and it was really great, and it sounds like an amazing project. I would like to join it by myself. But I wanted to ask, first of all, just about the budget, because it's right open now. Does it also include the models, the 3D models of the crow and the
models? About the 3D models of crows, we use only this taxidermy specimen, and also the feathers just picked up from the street.
Okay, so it's not like special 3D models or something like that. So
no,
easier to create. Okay, I think that one really amazing thing about your project is that it's very simple. You created a huge and impressive model project without spending a lot of money, and I really like the idea of the bottles, for example. You know, in order to show the size and the weight of the bird. So bottles is something that we can find everywhere, and we can use it really easily. The feathers that you found on the street, or I mean, you collected things that are just around, and you didn't need a big budget for that. And I think that's amazing.
Exactly.
Yeah, that is really amazing. And one more really impressive thing about it is the option to create inclusiveness in this project. I mean, the option to combine different kind of people with different disabilities, or without disabilities, and instead of making it a problem, you you created it, or you offer like something together to do together. And that's, I think, one of the most beautiful things in this project. That's a way to know more people and people with disabilities, but by just working together or doing something fun together. And I think that's how inclusiveness should be. Not just to talk about it, but to do it in a simple way. So it is really amazing. And I wanted to ask if you said you are planning some things ahead. So what do you plan? I mean, do you have any more ideas about? I mean, on this project you worked about the bird watching. You deal with the bird watching, but do you have any idea of dealing with other subjects, like, I don't know, trees or other kind of animals, or don't know?
I think that any should be possible. Any. About the birds, even birds, the visually impaired participant said that he can enjoy the bird listening, but not only that listening, but also we can enjoy smelling, and then listening and smelling, and also what's that? Touching, of course. And feeling. Feeling. Very important. So maybe the eating is quite difficult to manage because somebody may feel allergy or something like that. But apart from that kind of things, we can still enjoy that together.
That's great. Once in the past, I created a project about birds, and we found different bones, different kind of bones of birds, and we showed the weight of it, how light is it, and it was also with the feathers and everything. It was a way to show how is the bird built, or what includes, what your body includes, and everything. So that's great. I want to show you something from Israel. In Israel, there is also a place called Agamon Achula. It's a big swamp up in the north of Israel, and many birds pass there. So they created like a 3D model, as you can see here, of the different birds. And when you approach the bird, then you can also hear the sound of it, the voice that it makes. It's not like the feathers; it doesn't feel like a real bird, but it does give the structure and to understand the body of it, and also the word here to show how the birds move from one place to another. So it's also a 3D model, and you can also touch it. So that's a few things about birds here that I know in Israel. I really do think that it's not complicated to create kits, like some kind of kits with different, like you said, like feathers or like bones or whatever, that can teach us about the birds even without watching it. And I also think it's a nice subject to talk about, because also me as a person without visual impairment, the sun is out, so you can't see me anymore. But I say that even me, that I have the ability to see, bird watching is not a simple thing for me, because birds are usually far away, and it's quite hard to recognize which bird is it and to see the way it looks like. So your project actually gave the option to bring the birds closer, and for everyone to understand and know more about birds. So that's why I think it's a brilliant idea, in order to make people closer and interactive, and to interact between them.
True. Actually, when we decided to buy this crow taxidermy specimen, so the person who are supporting visually impaired said that so visually impaired people, they know the crow what crows are doing and how we are fighting in our human society, but they actually haven't seen that crow. So that's why that supporter actually suggested me, if we can we can provide that taxidermy specimen if it's touchable. This is very helpful for them, and it must be very pleased experience. But actually, this is just the same for the sighted people like me as well. I haven't touched the crow.
Exactly. Nobody, most of the people didn't.
Nobody. Exactly.
Yes.
But then I also felt scared at the beginning, even it's already the specimen, taxidermy specimen, but it's still I felt a bit scared moment.
Yes.
Once I touched, I found just those attendees, the participants said the same, like fluffy, and just recognized, this is the animal, this is the bird. So I really started enjoying a lot, and so like I'm also showing this crowd taxidermy specimen for
Mhm.
even sighted individuals to share this happy moment.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Exactly. Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I like about this project. This is what it's very special for that, I think. And thank you very much for this opportunity. I can say that Israel has a lot of birds flying in Israel, a lot of kind of birds, and a lot big numbers of them, because we're sort of on a junction between Africa and Europe. So they move
Wow.
every winter, every summer.
Wow, beautiful.
So for us, it's a great idea, and I think it's something very easy to create and not so expensive also. And I really like the way you created it with different the different stations, like different actions every time. I miss the word. Maybe it will come back to me. And it was really beautiful, and I'm sure people here will like it, and use it also for our education projects here in Israel.
Yeah, good. Yeah,
So
I'm very happy to know about that. You enjoyed it a lot. Thank you very much.
it's great to hear from Japan.
Yeah.
It's you're far away, so we usually and I didn't know anything about Japan before, so especially not about museums and nature sites in Japan. So it was a great opportunity for me.
Yeah. Yeah, please visit Japan one day.
Yeah,
Yeah, I want
and
to introduce.
is it okay if I will put your email?
Yeah,
Write your email, so if anyone wants to get in touch with you, ask
yeah,
questions, then they will have the ability.
yes,
And
please.
so really, thank you for your time, Ayako, and for all the listeners. I hope we gave you some inspiration and to create accessibility projects in an easy way. And if you need anything, want to ask more questions, then I'll put our details here just for a minute, and also we'll send Ayako's details on the email. So you're more than welcome to ask questions and join us next time. Thank you very, very much.
Thank you very much.